in Detroit for the musical and so many other things. I was reading from your autobiography, To Be Real, which you wrote back in 1994, partly to dispel some of the myths about Motown and tell the truths. I'm wondering, with this musical, how accurate is it? What did you put in? What did you leave out? How truthful is it?
Too truthful, for my sake. You know, we just kind of told it. See, first of all, you know, it's like telling. It's very easy, and I tell people that I work with, you know, artists that's coming in. When they come in, I tell them, you know, just tell the truth and make it entertaining. That's all you have to do. It's not that complicated. You tell the truth and make it entertaining, but people so busy trying to make things seem like they were, and they get caught up into this doesn't, and an audience sits and looks at that and said, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. They just did this over here and they did this over here. So what we do at Motown is about tell the truth and make it interesting. It's not much more complicated than that. And if the truth of your life is not a good one, then that will show. And if it was a good one, that will show. You had trials and tribulations, that will show. You know, it's just about, and I tell the kids when they come in, you know, with whoever it be, Smokey, Michael, Marvin Gaye, this and that one, tell your truth. And those guys believed it so much that they became interesting all the time. In fact, me and Marvin would fight all the time because his truth was very narrow. I mean,
and are those types of things in the play? What you know?
Yes,
just generally
everything I'm
speaking.
saying, the truth is, it has to be there because it's truth. You know, even embarrassing moments. I've had a couple, and it happened to be true. And people say, "You're not going to put this in there." I said, oh, "It's true. You know, if I can make it interesting, I will. But I got to, because people relate to that. They relate to the truth, and that's why I fought so hard to get my music heard by everybody. You know, and the disc jockeys would not play black music on white stations because it wasn't popular. They had a pop station. You were with the R&B and black music and race music.
Right.
And I said, no, I'm not. I'm with people music. I'm you know, it's you know, white people would love my stuff if they could hear it because it's about them too. They have the same feelings I have. We're all the same. You know, and once people understand that, they grow closer together. And that's what Motown was all about. It was about not only the love, which was probably the main thing, but how much we have in common and how the world could be so much better place if people recognize that. So I fought for it when I didn't know. My father was a big, you know, help to me and realized he was a very religious person, and he just be yourself, son. You know, you stick with your dream and do this and do that. And whatever it is, because he didn't know whether I was good. He said, but I've seen you, and God is inside you. And whatever you do, God is watching, and he's inside you. So whatever you do will be right, as long as you know he's watching you.
Right.
Well, that really scared me. That scared me.
That's the very Gordy story, though.
Yeah, well, it scared me because, you know, at that time, I was not supposed to be interested in girls because when I started my music, to be honest with you, and this is another honesty thing, all I wanted to do, make some music, make some money, get some girls. That was it. And not only me, everybody in the neighborhood, all my friends in the neighborhood, that's all we wanted to do. But as you develop, you know, you made the music, and, you know, I started realizing that I could take that inspiration that I had.
Right. Now, Mr. Gordy, I think some people would be intrigued to know that when you started Motown, you kind of employed some of the methods that you learned on the assembly line. You turned this into a hit factory, right? I wonder, though, you know, 180 #1 songs later and all these legendary accomplishments, when you look at today's music industry, you got online, you got digital, you got social media. Could a Motown have happened, or can a Motown happen in today's industry, or was it something that belonged to that time and place?
Well, everything has its time and its place and its world circumstances. And today's music is a product of that fact that so there's social media, there's streaming, there's this, there's that.
Right.
Any kid with a cell phone can become a record company, you know,
Right.
because they can write their songs, they can do their movies, they can do their everything. So it's a different time. So, but there are certain things that remain that people must have in any time. And so when you ask me what today's time is, you know, everybody around the world and China can come up with a song and it
Right.
can go international. So you can't say, what would you do in today's time?
Right.
It's
Could
just-
we have a Motown today? You know, can a Motown type of thing happen in this industry, or is it?
Well, yes, a Motown thing can always happen because it's built on love. It's built on love and truth. So if there's love and truth involved, and all you have to do is make it entertaining, it can happen anytime. So content is still the same. We still have to have hit content. It's just that there's so many more technology and this and that and so forth. So a lot of content that come out is not a hit, but it's a hit because it is heard so many times over media, or is this or is that. But still, content is the name of the game. When something comes along that has quality, truth, and entertainment to it, it's going to be big.